friends, and welcome back to the Tozy channel for more IU because we are deep into the album now. So much to watch. Tune in next week for even more because oy vey, so much to do. We've got two videos today. We're going to watch a lyric video for I Stan You, the only one that doesn't have a music video on the album, so we can, hear it and experience it together. And then we're going to be watching the Shh music video. Shh. I do love it when we have an onomatopoeic title. So much to do, so much to see, so let's get straight into it. Let's go! Gotcha! Oh my gosh, this is so cute. How cute is that? Stop. Oh, I mean, put that right next to Celebrity, right? Just there they are together, hanging out, little sisters, little twins. I feel like we all need to sing that at the top of our lungs. Just became Northern English for a second there. At the top of our lungs. To IU. We're just now going to project that at her, even though it's her song and she's singing it perhaps about someone else, or maybe she's putting herself in the shoes of UNers and how we see her. It's so joyous. I'm sorry that it doesn't have a music video. You can just see how cute and joyous that music video would be. Something like Blooming that's just got that big energy. It would be so enjoyable. And there's something very cinematic about it. Having orchestral music in it, like having a string section and stuff, really speaks to something cinematic. You want to watch that. I want to see the scene that plays along with that song. Oh, it's so enjoyable. I love it so much. Oh, that's put me in a good mood. And now I just know that this is going to be a whole different thing. By the way, yes, I have put off listening to all of this as a whole until all the videos came out because I didn't want to have a preconception about the video by listening to the song first. And after today, I will be binge listening to everything, just getting those listens up for Australia. If you see Australia on the list of most listens of the album, it's me. I did that. I'm kidding, I'm sure there are Australian UNers. Let's get into shh, let's go. Catcha. Ugh, she's too gorgeous.
같은 눈동자를 가진 그녀를 닮아서일까 즐거운 악몽이지 우리는 실수에 올라도 흐랑늘이라 또 정리가 안 되는 일이지 유쾌하지 않은 꿈을 속까지를 보며 배우고 있을까 Cause little bit of we got something else 꿀꺽하게 떠나갈래 이야기 담은 입술 서로를 위한 Special we are 잠시 시하게 하긴 비범하게 한 조각씩 내어준 그 이름 오자락 날리던 등장에 대하여 그보다 꼿꼿하던 도장을 향하여 빛에 맞서던 순간도 빛을 등지던 순간도 내내 자신 없던 그녀를 위하여 멈춘 적 없는 오랜 혼잣말처럼 나의 시간 어딘가 영원히 굴리지 않는 암호 같은 It's all about you We got something else 난 마주할래 오랜 감정에 이름을 붙일 자유 서로를 위한 Special we are 끝날치가 될 때까지 내 안에 빨갛게 숨타오르 이름은
여기 낡은 이야기 하나 있죠. 모두가 다 아는 그러나 또 모르는 그 이름은
First of all, if they didn't explicitly say that this was about a mother and daughter relationship, that is not what you would think it would be. And I'm here for that. The most important thing to spot in the music video, of course, is the club or the sign that's sitting behind her when she's in the car that says Mobius strip. A Mobius strip is a never-ending loop. Don't know how to explain it. It's a phenomenon of a strip that folds back in on itself, so there's kind of no beginning or end. If you watched Avengers Endgame, when they were trying to figure out time travel to go back and stop Thanos, Tony Stark is trying to figure it out. He says, show me that on a Mobius strip, and that is how he figures out time travel. So it's a time travel story of mothers and daughters going round and round, finding each other. Mother-daughter relationships are very difficult. They're harder than they should be, really. And a lot of it is because you are too similar and too different to easily coexist. Children don't see their own parents clearly because we didn't know them before they were parents, and their role as parents changes them enormously, and how they behave to you as their child is going to be very different to how they behave to everything else. And the idea that she might go to a different point in time to try and know her mother and understand her, to try and heal from some sort of trauma, to exhume what she has buried previously. I think for a lot of women is a very relatable story of trying to have a better relationship with your mothers, trying to understand yourself through the lens of your mother, and trying to understand your mother through the lens of an autonomous person, not as your mum. I find that not about F, not about L interesting. I was personally trying to figure out what that was, and I looked up to see if anybody else had deciphered it particularly. I still haven't watched the interview IU gave about the winning. We're going to watch that together next week. I tried to interpret, like, is this about F as in friendship, L as in love? It's not a typical friendship, it's not a typical love. That relationship between mother and daughter is something totally apart and separate, which is followed by the lyric, how special we are. So that would make sense if it's friendship and love, but if you've interpreted it as a different way, I'd love to hear what, because I did try to see if anybody else had figured it out or had an interpretation of it, and I didn't actually find anything. And I don't know whether she said anything about it in her interview, and I won't find out till next week when we watch it together. But that's what I assumed it might be, that calling your mother your friend isn't quite right, and that the love of mother and daughter is a very unique thing. So it's special and apart. That's done a number on me. That's really done a number on me. Because I reading the lyrics first, I was like, hello, what do we have here? And I was really intrigued by that. When I was looking up F and L, and I saw a piece of text that said this is about a mother-daughter relationship, I thought, is it? And then watching the music video, obviously, yes, it is. And the generational, I can only describe it as trauma, of mothers and daughters trying to understand each other, trying to find each other, kind of burying the loving memory of each other somewhere deep inside of them before it gets tainted. I think I've just realized something. Hold on, I've got to open that video again and look at it. That's right. So in her memory, in the photograph and also down in the basement, when they're lying on the floor, she's wearing a red dress, and it's a bit of red material that's poking out from the trapdoor. From the car is blue. There we are, in the scene where she suddenly laughs in the car and it's all lit blue. She's wearing a blue dress. And then she's in that outfit in the boot of the car. Okay, cool. All right, found it. Just wanted to check at what moments in time they chose to hold together. And one of them is when she's a little kid and her mum is really locked in and paying attention to her, and it's loving. And the mother's memory that she's held on to was a moment where they've clearly connected as adults. And as an adult, she's laughing and enjoying their relationship together. And the mother has held on to that moment, the moment where they've clearly connected in a different way. They've understood each other well enough. They've started laughing. I'm going to start crying. No, don't cry. Mother-daughter relationships, I tell you, they're complicated. They're so complicated. Oh no, that really got me. Oh no, I'm thinking too much about it and now it's gonna make me cry. Oh, are you? And once again with just the deceptiveness of the tone of the song. This is reminding me of when I first heard JJ and completely misinterpreted it because I didn't realize it was based on My Sweet Orange Tree. And it took all of you telling me that for me to re-examine it and see it in a different light and see the innocence in the storytelling rather than what sounded like something quite alluring. And I feel like I'm so glad I didn't listen to this before watching the music video, because I feel like listening to it out of isolation and reading the lyrics out of isolation, you will interpret something very alluring about it. But it's not that. It's not about the F, it's not about the L, it's something else entirely. And I see why this needed a music video. I'm just crying. I see why this needed a music video to help tell that story, and I see why it needed such a powerful actress to help tell that story, somebody who can perform without words, which is something IU can do, but actually not everybody else can. But what an amazing scene partner, what an amazing duo. I would like an entire film of them, please. That would be terrific. I think that is I think that's going to haunt me, actually. This is such an incredible observation, particularly the generational loop of the exact same thing. I've heard how my mother talks about her mother. I've heard my mother talk about how her mother talked about her mother. Anyone who knows me has heard me talk about my mother, which is different to how my sister will talk about my mother. And around and around and around we go. And it does take adulthood, hopefully, to reach mutual understanding, and a lot of work. And that work is shown in this music video as doing the extraordinary thing of time traveling in order to meet that person in a different way, love them in a different way, understand them in a different way. How tricksy. She's so tricksy. Tricksy woman. She gets me every time. I think I'm going to get one thing, she gives me another. You know, Love Wins All is going to affect me forever. I'm going to put it's right up there next to Love Poem and By the Stream and Dear Name and My Sea. It's right up there. I'm putting it in the category of IU songs that just destroy me. This I'm going to put next to JJ. JJ is my favorite IU song. I love it so much. And I think this is going to sit right next to it as a puzzle piece, as a song that means so much more if you spend time on it. I became complacent. Halsey and Shopper, interested me and amused me, and I loved the music, and I Stan You was so delightful. I got complacent. I should have known that there would be something else on this album that would make me cry. I should have known. It's IU. She's always got a couple that punch you in the guts. And here it is. But it's just so fascinating to me that the song, again, the musicology of it belies the intention of it. Okay, doesn't belie, obscures it, and obscures it to the extent where you can interpret it so differently unless somebody tells you what it's about or you watch the music video and pay attention. Okay, I'm gonna go deal with my childhood trauma. I'm also gonna call my mum and tell her that I love her. Oh no. Make it stop. Oh, no. It's just funny at this point. How much IU makes me cry. It's just funny. Oh, no. God damn it. Well, I hope you're all right. Tell me if you're not. That's fine. We'll cry together. Honestly, the meaning of that was more profound to me than going through every shot of the music video. I will probably do that at another time, but if you saw things in there, as always, please put it in the comments. Let me know what you saw, how this made you feel, and the whole album, because we kind of had a range in here. I think, to me, I think summarizing the album would be like a tasting menu of IU. I've talked about different albums being if you wanted to show IU to somebody, show this album or that. I think this one is probably the most perfect. It's like an amuse-bouche of IU because it's showing her poppy side, her ballad side, her the theatrical side, her lyricism, her musicology. It's a really good showcase. It's a nice, short, sweet showcase of the many genres, the many styles, the many facets of IU. We can compare each of these songs to something else that has come before it. Not just the songs, but also the music videos. It's almost like in this new season, this new chapter that she's starting in her 30s, she's refreshed herself a little bit. Like she's gone, I'm still me and I still do all these genres, but we're elevating, we're going to the next level again. We're taking this further again. It's this lovely little kind of reflection, or I don't know, the top of the tree being aware of its roots. It's like that. Like we're acknowledging that we're up here in the canopy, but we're not forgetting where we're rooted in the ground. That to me is what this album is. It's a tasting menu of IU. Let me know if you agree with that assessment. Thank you very much for joining me for more crying, because why else would you be on my channel? It's just make Torzy cry time. Some of you might have heard me say this before, but one of my best friends pointed out that you have all seen me cry more than any of my friends have. You're welcome. Oh well, what are you gonna do? I can't stop myself, I am what I am. Thank you again for joining me for more IU. 감사합니다. 사랑해요, and I will see you soon for more. 안녕!